Yo, Jatha's back. So I've been thinking for a while that I was thinking about what champions are a great design for in League of Legends that are balanced in a way of the sense of the players and myself too. And don't get me wrong, everybody's frustrated with all these champions in their own ways, but in a game sense in League, there's a lot of variables that come to play, and I wanted to make a tier list. Actually, my first time doing a tier list of champions that I personally find either frustrating or otherwise perfect and make sense to me. Now, some of us can, of course, be biased, but I just want to get into this. So, of course, Aatrox. When he first was released, I don't really remember him too well. He just had a Q dash, and that's about it. Um, I don't even know what his old art did, but I thought he was kind of like a C tier, needed to work. But now, with his rework, which happened already like 4 or 5 years ago now, I can't believe where time goes. I think he's probably A balance wise, and I think his skill set is really good. You don't get frustrated. I personally don't get frustrated. It's like it's a game where will he do a Q and E next? Do you have to strafe left, right, center? You just have to think about that, and I think that's great gameplay. Ari, so I'm an Ari main. I have 2.5 mil on Ari, and Ari went through a lot of mini reworks, like at least like four. Is it her fourth? I don't know. And right now, I she if she was still had her base form, definitely a D, maybe D. If she was still back in season two, kind of time locked, but over time she went from D, still D, and then I thought her Q movement speed was like B tier or maybe A, but then they reworked her again to her passive, which was interesting. Actually, I people forget about the passive movement speed, which to some people was a downgrade down to C, but I thought it was B. And then and now it's I find her A tier. Yeah, this game has been really kind of fast paced, creeping fast paced, and I think Riot did a good job on that. So kudos to them. Akali. Hmm. Akali, I kind of get frustrated in her early game. Like even if I poke her out, somehow she still out sustains. I still find her fog a little bit more annoying than her old phase. Gonna put her in B. I still think there could be some work and flesh out some more, but pretty good. Ekshon, I would honestly put Ekshon into A tier, but his I said her to Ekshon, but he that revive is still very annoying. I really wish that was on Soraka more than Ekshon, but over time we've been getting better at countering Ekshon. I still have troubles, but it's not as big as I used to. I think he's solid. I'm gonna say B. I still think his passive's gonna BS, but his revival is still gonna BS, but it is what it is, and I think they did a good job on him. Just his passive's a little lazy. Um, Alistar. Uh, I'm gonna Alistar. I want to put it on C tier. I kind of wish he had an ability that actually uses his horns. I know his trample, but he's like stomping all around. I kind of wish that his horns was an ability actually. I know he headbutts, but I kind of wish that there was like a piercing move with his horns. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, Elster is just an engaged champion. Nothing too special. I kind of wish there was a little bit more fleshed out into him. Like, but it is what it is. Amumu. I like Alistair. Amumu is an engaged champion, but I think design wise, he's solid. He's a solid one. Just I think they did a good job with his bandage toss kind of mini rework. Again, he's increasing the game is increasing speed. So yeah, Anivia, the champion that never got changed except for the mini rework where her Q got increased speed. While I hate facing Anivia, this champion tests the times and gets an S tier, actually S tier on Anivia. Um, the champion only needed like one mini rework, and that's it. And I think that's good. That's great. She just needs a visual update, but overall, good job, Annie. Annie. Um, you know, I really want Annie's Tibbers to be just a regular ability. Like she just summons Tibbers out as a pet for a little bit instead of just like a boring shield. I think I'm gonna put Annie into C. I really want that actually. I think that would be a little bit more interesting than just a huge nuke. I know a lot of Annie enthusiasts are gonna give me a lot of boast, but it would be kind of cool, like be it like Malzahar or who else summons, but it just summons a big bear and just helps lane push and such, and yeah, that'd be kind of cool. She's okay, kind of flat to me, but whatever. Philios, I don't really know what Philios still does, but I think they did a great job on Philios. I know a lot of people hate Aphelios, but he's just unique. I always thought of a system way back when where you can actually you buy certain items as your weapons and such, or switch out weapons. I always thought of a champion able to do that. I think they did a good job on him. Ash. Ash stood the test of time. If they kept her Q as a frost shot, that would be definitely D tier. But she kind of upgrades to a B. I would say A tier on Ash. Um, no, she's a just she's like these champions, Anivia and Ash are like they can maybe do a little bit better on her W. It's kind of boring, but that's all right. Aurelion Sol got a rework. I put him in not S, kind of A. I mean, there's some counterplay to him, but once he gets fed, it's kind of tough. But there, but he, but you can still do stuff or fight him. He's interesting. Azir, another champion that hardly got reworked. It was season 3, so he's he's honest. Azir, in a way, is kind of hard to face when I'm playing Ari, but it is. But he counters her hard, and but when I put Lux, I th- it's I personally think he's really a solid champion. I think they did a great job on him. Bard, 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 Bard. Bard is the definition of S tier. Ability to roam, important to him, and ganking is. Yeah, other players around the map has to be wary about where he goes at all times. If you don't pay attention, you'll be the one who dies. This, I think, Riot did a great job on Bard. Kudos to them. Rek'Sai, or is this Rex? No, that's not Rek'Sai. It's Bel'Veth. I honestly, Bel'Veth. C. I have to do it. Most mobile champion in the game, and kind of in a way to me, it's kind of unfair that she can just dash 4 dashes. I know that they can only dash in like diagonals, but still it's kind of annoying. I kind of wish it was just not the way it's supposed to be, but I guess that's her identity is able to dash, but I think they could have done a little bit more or better, but it's a whatever. Blitzcrank, D tier. Um, just if you miss your Q, you're useless for 15 seconds. You're just there. You're just a meat shield at that point. And I don't know why his W still movement speed decreases on him, but I don't know why that's a thing. Oh well. Brand. Brand to me is a B tier. He's just like that low elo bully. Nobody knows how to fight him, but once you get to higher MMR, it's so easy to counter him. You gain the game knowledge that you need. Um, mechanically, he's I think he does great. I think they can do a bit more. His E is kind of boring. I think they can do something better with his E than what he has currently. But if they did something with his E, I think he would be a lot better. Braum, Braum. I have a lot of fun with Braum actually. I used to play a lot of Braum back in the day. He's A. He's just that protector, and I think they did a great job with this kit. And he needs. And I don't hardly see Braum, but I think he should get a lot more respect. So I think they did a good job on him. Caitlyn, this champion got at least like 2 reworks, mini reworks, at least. Her W used to just dealt damage, but now it just makes her long, I would say, range. I still think she's B tier. Kit is, um, I know she can do a lot, but it's just something about Caitlyn that I just don't like about her kit, really. Um, I just can't define it. So, I mean, it's alright. I know she's just long range, and if she gets fed early and then such, but I just don't know. I never really enjoyed laning with Caitlyn. Camille. Mm. A, her ult's annoying, but it's like she's like the definition of a duelist. Second with Fiora. We'll get to Fiora in a moment, but I think her kit is pretty good for what the game is at now. I, I don't see Camille as much anymore, but you know, I think she does great. Cassiopeia. I know she got a rework, a mini rework. B tier. Um, I know she's like the spammy one, but I kind of wish her passive was a little bit more instead of just movement speed. I'm kind of annoyed with the passives just giving movement speed. It's kind of boring. I know Vayne has that. We'll get to Vayne in a moment, but yeah, Cho'Gath. Same with Blitz. I don't think Cho'Gath. I don't think Cho'Gath really tests the times. I know his ult's amazing and his W is good, but E is so it's just his E is need his E can be better. It can use some more work. Actually, maybe I'll bump him up to C. I mean, his Q and W is fine and alt. His passive's a little bit boring. It's just sustain. I know he's a monster eating the minions, but they can do a little bit more with that with the passive and his E. But I think he's all right. Maybe in the visual update they'll rework him. Corki. I don't see Corki as much anymore. I don't know why. Corki kind of disappeared. Uh, Corki is B. His galley gun is kind of weak. Um, but he has a good, amazing passive, good Q, good W. He is like one of the few champions that's had a dash on a, on a regular ability when it first launched the game. Then his ult can deal a lot, but his E is kind of subpar. They can maybe a little tweak or a little work, and he should be fine. Darius, Darius. Ah, Darius. Uh, I know he's just the alt king. All he does is just alt, or get his stacks and alt. it's just easy stuff. He's like what Dongwop said. He's just like the raid boss where they charge up for the final fight and then give it all they got. I think he's okay. I think he's A. Diana. They did a good job on her rework. S tier. They did a great job on it, and I don't think they need to change her anymore. Doctor Mundo. Again, Doctor Moon's just really fun. Think they did a great job on him. Doesn't need any more work. Draven. Draven, you get A tier. I think your E is a little bit boring, and I think they can do a little bit more on your E. But otherwise, W, Q, R, and passive is is great. Echo, oh Echo, the guy that literally one shots me when you get fed. It just goes all out of control. But to be honest, if I do, it's in a way it's unfair, but in another way, you know, I should be more alert. I'm gonna put you in A tier. Get A tier because although your passive's a little bit boring, it's you're just like a burst champion. You're all really good. Um, so yeah, Elise, Elise, a little older champion, but test time. Well, yeah, she tests the times of the league. A tier. I think they did a good job on her, and she still ages like wine. So yeah, Evelyn. I despise Evelyn. I know the counter is just warding the jungle camps, and if she's there, then you just watch the mini map. Um, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do A. Well, B tier actually for Evelyn, and she can get the all. Her while her kids are great, it's just sometimes it's just unfun. Rather, I kind of wish her Q or like when she does actually miss her Q, it doesn't charm anymore. Her spike. I kind of wish that if that was the case, I would bring her up to A tier actually, but fortunately, because if uh, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Unfortunately, Ezreal Q is kind of boring. Just an empower Q. It's just an empower auto attack. W is interesting. It's just increase more damage. E there's E those the main part. There's a blink, but really good. Alt. You just pick this champion to be safe, or unless you're Ezreal enthusiast. I do think his passive can be a bit better, more though. I think his passive is just increase auto attack speed. I think his passive could be a little bit better. So I'm gonna put B tier. Fiddlesticks. People complain about this champion. I'm not even halfway done. Fiddlesticks. Uh, when that Fiddlesticks uses all the tools, he's definitely really good. But I feel like what the one thing I have a complaint about is like his ult and then his fear. You just get feared and then he Qs you again and gets refeared and there's nothing you can do. You just die. That's the only thing I don't like. But it's designed, but you know he is a fear scarecrow. That's his job. And all you do to counter that is just ward. I'm gonna put him in S tier because if I die to him, it's my fault. Fiora. Huh? If it was old Fiora, definitely F or D tier because that she was like the most annoying thing ever. I don't know if I even want against a Fiora. Then it's tough to face that. But no, A tier. His W can be better. His W is kind of boring. His Q is interesting. His E is like the best in the game by far. I think his passes just move through minions or just zero collision. I think they could do better on him Fizz though. C tier. Galio. Old Galio was actually really good, but now it's just uh he's he's fine now more than ever. A tier. I don't think they need to work on him at all. I think his kit design is really good for the game. Gangplank. Ahoy, Captain Morgan. Gangplank definitely A tier. Honestly, he's actually S to me. Um, you can fight those barrels and actually figure out how to like play a little mini game against them, which makes it fun. And that's what makes facing Gangplank fun. So I think he's great. Garen. Well, Garen kit design is a little lacking. I know he's just Q, E, and then W. And then Q is the movement speed, then E is the tat. It just deal damage, and then R to finish him off. For the state of game, he kind of fell off. It's the game's gotten a little bit faster. That Garen's kind of slow. I think it can do a little bit more on him, a little bit more work. I would say B tier. Gnar, Gnar. Um, Gnar came out in season 3. I remember I bought Gnar with IP back in the day. I can't believe it's already over 10 years ago now. Gnar's ults were really good. I think they did a great job on his kit. He's a solid A tier. Gragas. He's really strong right now. Gragas is super strong. But his kit kind of tests the times. Tests it just. I think the only thing they change on him is his Q that if delayed for like 2 seconds, it deals more damage. That's the only thing because I remember he used to just one shot everybody. It was insane. But right now he's really strong. But his kit, but we're only talking about his kit. His kit tests the times. S tier. Graves. Graves. He got another mini rework, and I thought before he was fine. I don't know why they had to rework him, but that's all right. He's he's solid. When he first released with his rework, he was so broken. I think he has Q dealt like over 300 damage. Then they dropped it down but to like 260 or 70. He's still too strong, and then they nerfed him one more time. But when he got the nerfs, he's fine. He's great. He's interesting to play. Gwen, interesting champion. W is the Gwen has some really good mechanics, and I actually enjoy playing with her against Gwen. Solid A tier. Hecarim, very fast, fast-paced games. But once they don't, if they don't snowball, it's hard. It's hard to get out, crawl out of a losing situation. What would I say? I'm gonna actually say B tier. Well, B tier is a little bit harsh. The gameplay sounds. I think he's A though. Heimer, Heimerdinger, the Donger himself. Oh, Heimer's like the only one who can really manipulate the game to make it slow down. Him and Rengar, because they have to play at your pace. Heimer's kind of to me is like a B tier kind of champion design wise. They don't have to work on him. I think he's fine, but yeah. However, before, if before he was definitely D, but now gameplay wise he's B to me. Alawi, Alawi. Uh, I'm not a big fan. I'm not really a big fan of Alawi to be honest. I could deal with her. She's kind of All you have to do is just run away from her ult. She's just like the safe space queen. I think she's just solid C gameplay. Or yeah, Aurelia. I don't see this champion anymore. I think they gutted her so hard. I don't see Aurelia's anymore. She used to have been just like the hardest champion to deal with ever, and I just don't enjoy. But it's kind of unfortunate that all the the players that played Aurelia kind of just abandoned champ. But it's but I think her kit is fine. I say A tier because I think they did a great job on her rework. Ivern. Oh, the tree. Did you know that Maokai and Ivern are best friends? Because they're trees. Alright, well, anyways. I I like Ivern's. I think Ivern is definitely S tier for gameplay, kit wise. He You just have to take a lot of patience and time just investing into this champion, but You gotta appreciate those that actually do, and I think he's a great champion design that is perfect. Janna, Janna. I've been playing a lot of Janna actually lately. I've been playing over like 20 games of Janna just this week, and Janna has a lot of mechanics, a lot of game knowledge, and fits the support role real well, and it's really fun. And she's really fun. I'm enjoying a lot. I'm just enjoying it. I think her kit is of course also past the times, and I think she's definitely the perfect support champion in the game besides Bard. She can roam. She can um, save lives better, and while she lacks damage in that department, at least you can buff your champion or other friends just to do the work. You can do your own plays that is amazing. So yeah, Jarvan 4. Honestly, Jarvan to me is B tier. His W is boring. I think a lot of people are saying that his W is like the worst ability in the game, and I kind of agree. I think they can do better on his W. Golden Aegis, I think it's called. I'm not even looking at the names, but I just know it's called that. It's like one of the worst. They can probably rework that. I think the rest of his kit is fine, but his W just sucks. Jax. I don't notice anything about his rework, honestly. I just have never noticed. I think he's A. I did never know. I think he's great for the game. Jace. Again, another solid A. He has a lot of tools up his sleeve that he can just use. Jhin, the reloading champion, the only champion that reloads besides Aphelios. I think I well, the next is Jinx, and I think Jinx is definitely a S tier. It's just satisfying, Jinx, to see her get kills and such, and you get a nice passive. It's not just a boring movement speed buff. When you get a passive, you actually achieved it. So there you go. Jhin, Jin's also S tier. It's just rewarding to get kills on that guy, and it's kind of fun to watch Jhin players play. And I think he's great. I think his kit is amazing. I can't say the same thing for Kai'Sa though. I know Kai'Sa's definitely kit wise is really good, but it's just A tier to me. I think it's kind of easy to get those kills on Kai'Sa, like Jhin and Jinx. I think Kai'Sa's kit is kind of. I mean, it's exciting, but it's just not like that super exciting. Kalista. Kalista has a cool passive that moves like one. She's like the only one that can actually do that, but unfortunately, she's F. I'm sorry, Calista mains. I'm so sorry, but the kid is all over the place. I don't know if she wants to be a nuke champion or just I just don't know. Unfortunately, I don't feel, I think Riot kind of failed on Calista, and I think she just needs a complete rework.
I think her passive is the only thing that keeps her in line, but I just don't know. I just can't. I just don't enjoy. I never enjoyed playing with a Kalista. I never. I just will never enjoy it. I feel like when I see a Kalista, I want to dodge because I just don't like. I just don't like that champion. Karma. I think they have to. I think Karma is. I enjoy playing with Karma. Don't get me wrong, but I think they can do better on her. I think her kit back in season 3 was fine, or when they first released or reworked her, relaunched her. I think she's great, but now the test of time kind of, I, Karma's really good, but I think they can do a little bit better. I think they can do some improve her a bit. Her E's kinda boring. W is just boring. Only thing exciting is her RQs. That's about it. Otherwise, it's like yeah, you just get health or you get beggar shield. Woohoo! It's not that exciting. Karthus, another older champion. I think he's fine. Put him B tier. I think he's great. I think he's great for League, but I gotta. I'll just put him in A. I think he's great for League. I think he's. I don't think he's S worthy, but he's definitely up there. Kassadin. I have not been seeing Kassadin lately. What happened to him? I've not seen Kassadin at all lately. I think he's just. I think he kind of phased out. I've not seen him, but he's an interesting one. He's an interesting case. I don't seem I do well against Kassadin at all. I think I play it wrong or something. I just don't know why I just lose to Kassadin's. His laning phase is kind of boring, but I guess he is like charging up like Darius or Nasus, but he instead of that, his instead was to get levels, which I kind of don't like. I don't like his power spikes just being through levels as much as like Nasus queuing. It's not rewarding to me personally. I feel like I feel like he is like a D tier to me because I want him to actually have an incentive of like charging up more than just leveling up. When he gets level 16, it just seems like he hard wins the game, and even if he's not fed, he still deals a lot. But if he actually was um, getting fed through just like farming minions or farming champions, that's a little bit that's way more rewarding than just levels. So yeah, I'm gonna put him in D for that. I do think Riot should reconsider or rethink what they should do with him. I don't know what happened, but whatever. Um, Katarina. Oh boy, I'm gonna get a lot of Katarina hate, but that's all right. Oh, Gary is just that one champion that just goes in and just deals a lot of damage. It can have like 20 builds. I'm over exaggerating, but she's like, got like 3 reworks, and yet they don't know how what they want to do. Her laning phase is a little bit weak, but once she gets her first kill, it's just I feel like the game's over. I'm gonna put her in B just because they might have to rework her again in the future. They just can't get that champion right. Kale, if it was if it was like rework Kale in the first month or so, she would definitely be B or C tier because she needs to be level 16 right away. But right now, I think she's fine. A tier. They did a good job. Kayn. Kayn. I think Kayn's fine. It's annoying that he can go through walls, or you can't, but it's not the end of the world. A lot of these champions can already move a lot. He's solid A. Kennen. Kennen's kind of boring. And I don't think his kit really aged too well. I don't think Kennen's, yeah. I think he's fine. His alt is cool. His E is cool, but his W and Q is kind of. I know his Q is okay, but I think he can do a little bit more. And then his W can do. His W is kind of. Eh. I think they can do some. I think they can give him mini rework. I think his alt is fine. I think he's solid C. Maybe they can look into that in the future, but I don't know. Kha'Zix. The bug. The bug's life. He's a solid A. I think his kid is great. Kindred. If Kindred doesn't get fed, it's the game's basically over. But I think Kindred's a solid A. Kled. Yeah, Kled kit wise is great. Solid A. Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw is B. His passive is just I don't know why he has to die just for his passive. So if you go 10 or 4-0, you literally had no passive the whole game. I don't know. Um, who's this guy? I forgot. Sorry, I forgot about this guy's name, but he he's a tank. He's A tier. He's a tank. He's tough. His ult's pretty interesting. It's like do or die kind of thing, and he deserves an A. Um, LeBlanc. Oh, this is interesting. LeBlanc. I think LeBlanc is kind of the most boring assassin in the game. QW back or QW auto attack back, and you and the other opponent can't trade because it happens so quick. I mean, you could try, but Blanc is kind of lazy design. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Lee Sin. Lee Sin is S tier. He's mechanically really tough, but a lot of players just got better at him, and Ping is starting to be better. Leona, another Gauge champion like Alistar. Yeah, it's kind of like an Alistar, just updated Alistar. I would say B tier. Her W can be a little bit better. I think she's great. Lilia, I don't like her. I don't like. I'm gonna put her down to actually B tier. The reason why is her alt. Why is it unlimited range? Why? Why does it have to be unlimited range? That's the only reason. I think it's I don't like Lilia's kit with that. And Lilia's Q is the same as Darius' Q, but he took Darius's Q from season 3 where he uses spin faster. You just took stole that from him and put it on Lilia. Hello? Why? That didn't make sense to me, but that's why. Lissandra. Lazy design, personally. It's just hit the R button and hope the enemy champion dies. Unless you act quick. I think I personally put it just her into C tier. It's just lazy design. So yeah. Lucian. Lucian's a burst champion. Just gets in there and bursts. Um, put him A A tier. I just don't. I think his W's kind of meh. Actually, B just his pass or his W's a little bit meh. But otherwise, he's fine. Lulu. EW, EW, EWQ. Yeah, Lulu used to give AP back when she got first released. It was insane. Fortunately, I just I think they could do a little bit more on Lulu. I think her polymorph's great. I think her um, E is fine. Her alt's good. Her W is great. But I kind of wish that her picks did a little bit more than just more damage. I think if they did something with her picks, doing a little bit more than that than damage. Lux, another champion that I play. If she's on cooldown, she's just useless. But Lux of course stood the test of time. She's great. She's solid A. Malphite. Um, Malphite is to me is like B tier. His key, his whole kit is okay, but they can use a little bit more little overhaul. Malzahar. Malzahar's C, maybe D. It's just kind of boring, hard to deal with, but I kind of wish they did not include that shield that he gets because that's basically giving unless you're long range and there's no way he could trade back. If you're like short range and you have to auto attack them, but he'll just get his abilities off and you just lose straight up. So kind of obnoxious. His ult is it's like Lissandra but worse to me personally. Maokai, kind of like Alice or like Mal. It's just his sapling is okay. Um, W is dashes and invincible for a little bit, and then Q. His ult though is really good. Actually, I'm gonna put him to A tier. He's just a little bit better than Malphite. Master Yi. Master Yi to me is a S tier. He's just a balanced champion. It's like one of the more balanced. A lot of people complain about Master Yi, but I think he's just balanced. To me, he's balanced because if you can't, if you're not quick enough, it's about your quickness or your swiftness. If you can't do it, you just lose. So you just gotta be ready. Miss Fortune. Miss Fortune's the ADC I go to a lot when I get bot lane because Miss Fortune's kind of is the champion I enjoy. Solid A. Although her W can use some, your W is kind of meh. It's just stat buff, which is kind of meh. I don't like that too much. I'll put her into B. But she's not the perfect champion for that, but Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser. An A tier. He's really good. I think they did a good job on this kit. Morgana. S tier. Well, no. I think her. I think no. I take that back. Unfortunately, I'm thinking about it, and I think she's more between A and B. I think B tier. I think high B and A. Her E is just kind of. I know it's just a black shield and it gets absorbs magic damage, but I kind of wish that when let's say if that E was not consumed all the way, it would just explode. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool effect. It's just like the old Scion. Nami. Nami is definitely a S tier to me. Like the most balanced support in the game by far. Um, able to deal damage, able to zone, roam, able to really good. I think she's like a perfect design and one of the most perfect. I'm gonna put her actually all the way up. Nasus, another champion that's a little tested times. I think they can definitely do a little bit more on Nasus. I think he's B tier. Nautilus, A tier. Nico, okay. So Nico was an interesting. So before rework, I would definitely put her into like D or C tier because all her identity was just changing it to a champion, which is fine, but just kind of meh. But able to change to anything now, solid S tier. Able to trick people. You actually have to use your brain a little bit and count minions. If there's one extra minion, get out of there. Nico's ganking ya, man. Nidalee just dodged the spears. I know Nidalee's kind of has a lot in her kit. I think that's the only reason why she will be A tier. She just has so much going in her kit. It's like the Elise has so many tools. Nilia, I don't see Nyla too much. I don't know why. I think she's great. I think she's a great design champion. I don't think she's S tier rank. I think she's great though. Nocturne. Uh, I'm gonna put him into B tier. Maybe low. It's just that his crowd control or his ability is kind of boring. The one that fears. It's just kind of boring. It's just boring. But I think the rest is and his spell shields. I know that like Sivir has a spell shield, which is fine, but I think his fear is boring. Nunu, A tier. Nunu's fine. He's great. Olaf. Olaf is super um, interesting. He can either be the most powerful guy on your team or the most useless. But he kind of withstand the times. I think a small overhaul is needed, but I think he's fine. I think I think B tier is good for him. Orianna. I don't see Orianna too often. I think she got a little mini rework with her Q, but other than that, it's okay. She's okay. Her throw though is pretty good, so A tier. I think all of her abilities are really good. Ornn. Ornn is S tier because he's a cool tank. He actually does tanking jobs really well. Pantheon. I despise his invulnerability. I really do. I don't like it how they include invulnerability on him. I'm putting this is my thing. I'm gonna put him in a B tier because of that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. That's about it. Poppy. A tier. I think Poppy they did great on her rework, and that's amazing. Pyke. Despite people think about Pyke, will say Pyke is annoying, which he is, but personally, he's A tier. Pyke is a roaming champion. You have to be on your toes, and if you don't, you're gonna get punished. And I know it sounds unfair, but uh, Pyke is specializing specializes to that role. So I think his kit is great for that. Kiana. I do not like Kiana too much. I know she's like the elements. But game sense, she's A tier. Quinn. I feel like they gave up on Quinn. Sorry. She's F tier. I think I have not seen them do any changes to Quinn at all. I think I think her kid's awful. It, and I just don't know what to say. I think she just needs an overhaul on her whole kit. I know they did that with the ADC thing, but yeah. Rakan. Oh, A tier. Well, yeah, A tier. Able to engage, able to. I think the game sense is really important. Ramus. I think this guy needs a I think he's not up to par with League of Legends. So I mean, I know they reworked his alt, but I think they need to do a little bit more on that. Let's see, Rek'Sai. Uh, Rek'Sai is also the same with Rammus, just not up to par. Even when Prowlers, only reason why Rek'Sai is on this tier list is because of Prowlers. But once Prowlers is gone, what are you gonna do? What is she gonna do? She's back down to D at least. The item's the only reason why he's up here, but yeah. Rel, kit wise, B, but it just not doesn't feel satisfying to play Rel. Doesn't feel like it. If you're dueling, definitely A, but I'm going to do this like a solo experience, and I think Rel's is solid C. Who's this? Renata? I think that's Renata. Renata has that Yorick alt, which is okay. Not completely like the old Yorick alt, but this is like a second chance. I think she's a solid B. I just don't see Renatas too often. Renekton. Renekton's with his brother. I think their kits. I think Renekton's kit is fine, or like can use. I think Renekton can go for a little bit of mini rework at this point. I think he's kind of lost momentum. Once he's done with laning phase, he kind of gets rocked. I don't. After 30, 25 to 30 minutes, if your team's not winning, you're definitely not going to win the game. So that's what I think of Renekton. Rengar, another stealth champion. I think Rengar is a solid A. Has a good kit and does really well. Riven, skill lord. She's kind of a B tier to me. She her kit is great, but I think she needs a little bit of a touch up. Just just bruce her up a little bit. Get that little oomph in there. But I think she's doing all right. I just don't see Riven players anymore as much. Rumble, I think Rumble's between an A and an S. I think S tier. Well, maybe A. I think his kit is great. So yeah, Rise, Rise. Rise is one of those champions that just can't be S tier nor A. But I think he's solid B. Rise, if Rise is too strong, he just dominates. But if he's too weak, then he's Rise is just so careful about how Rise works, wants Rise to be, and I don't know why. I don't know. I think it's a little silly, but we'll see. Rel, I do not do well against Rel. Or wait, no, it's not Rel. This is Samira. Oops, Samira. Oof, get tired. Samira. I think Samara's kind of frustrating to play against, but I don't think your I think your kid's fine though. I'm gonna put her to B. I think your kid's great, but I think it's a little bit frustrating. Sejuani. I think the same with Alistair. I want the board to actually pierce them. See, but maybe that's a little too violent for this game. I'm gonna get a lot of hate on this. What's her name? Senna. I do not like Senna. See, I I know her kid's fine, but oh man, she just dominates. She's like one of those champions that's hard to balance around. D, or I'll just put her in low B. Sarah Queen or Seraphine. A lot of people give her a lot of crap. I, I think she's fine. She's great. Her kid's great. I think she's A tier. Set. Done with Set. A tier. Shaco. I know that they're gonna rework Shaco for like the. I think that's like the second or third or rework. Right now he's just like a mess. They don't even know which direction they want to put Shaco in. Do they want to put him into AP role or AD? So I'm gonna put him in B. It's just a mess. Shen, he did well. Uh, who's this? Shyvana. I think Shyvana is kind of like D tier. They just don't know if they want her to be an AP mage or a AD. I know you can go both, but Singe. Honestly, I find Singe pretty balanced. A tier. I find him really balanced. I know he's anti-fun, but the whole point of League is try not to make your opponents have fun. You have fun. Sion. I think Sion's A tier. He's pretty good. Sivir. A tier. Well, I forgot her passive. Is her passive? I forgot what her passive does. I think I'll put her into A tier. I think so. Skarner. It's Skarner's pretty much dead, unfortunately. But Skarner's his portal things is kind of cool though. His crystal scar things. I think they should still keep that in the rework that coming up. Sona, my main. Sona. The only thing I don't like about playing Sona is that you have to check bushes in order to see where the if you have to check bushes where they are. I kind of wish that they gave Sona like a tool that checks bushes instead of just walking up and hope for the best. I hate that. I wish our Q can actually check bushes, but I'm gonna give her B. I enjoy playing Sona though, but I think her kit is a little whack. Uh, Soraka. Honestly, I'm putting Soraka in the S tier. Annoying to play against. Very annoying. I know she's like everybody wants to kill her, but I kind of wish that Soraka had Akshan's passive, that her ult is on long cooldown, but at least can revive one person and can be summoned to that location where she wants. That'd be cool. Instead of just a heal. Actually, I'm gonna drop her down to A because of that. I just thought of that. I think her heal's kind of It's kind of boring. Swain. Swain is A tier. It's kind of he has a pretty good design. Silas. This guy went through a lot of reworks or mini reworks. I know people are frustrated playing against him, but I think we're gonna say S tier in this one because it's all independent on your team against his team. And if your team has good ults, he'll have good ults. So it's all depending on how that goes, and so I'll put him into S. Syndra, I hate playing against Syndra, but I have to put her into S or into A tier because her kit is really good. Tahm Kench went through a rework. He's no longer as a trolly or annoying. A tier. Oh, we're almost done. Talia. Solid A tier. Talon. 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 His E is pretty good. He can roam. I get one shot by him a lot, but of course I blame myself for from dying to him. I'm gonna put him into B tier because his ability to roam that hard early game is kind of messed up. Oops. My mic was muted. What did I say? So Trendemir, or I mean Trundle, I said is D tier. I think he's ready for a rework. Teemo, I think he's. I think his kit needs a little update to it. I know that they were planning on doing an update, but they passed. Um, Tarek is way better than Rel for kit wise, and he could be more independent. That's why I think he's S tier. And Thresh, of course, is S tier because you don't have to question why. I think Thresh is a great champion. And Tristana's A tier. I was gonna put her to B, but I decided to put her in A because I think she's a great design ADC. Um. Anyways, Trendemir. I think Trendemir is the same as Teemo. I think he's ready for a little bit of update. He's a little dated, way dated, but we'll see. Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate was like one of those older champions and had the same kit for almost all his life, just different order and such. I think he's B tier to me. I think his passive. I really want Twisted Fate to have this passive where it's a gamble. It's a gambling passive more than just get gold. That'd be very cool if he had a maybe a draw a card or something. Not like it's W, but like draw a random card and you get like either something happens. That'd be kind of cool for Twisted Fate actually. I would like to see that. Which uh which is A. His kid is great, but I don't think it's S tier level. Udyr. I think Udyr rework is great. He before he would have been like C, D, maybe F, but now it's actually that. Urgot. Urgot's A. Varus. Varus can maybe use a little work. I know his W is a little bit. It's like a Vayne. We'll get to Vayne, but I'm gonna put Varus into A B. But Vayne, same as Varus. Her passive's just boring. It's just gaining movement speed. I kind of wish that there was more into that than just movement speed. Viger. Viger's like one of those older champions that went through a little bit of rework. A tier. Well, yeah, A tier. This kid is alright. Holds up today. Vel'Koz. Or no, is this Vel'Koz? Who's this? I think it is Vel'Koz. Geometry. I think he's A tier. I think he's doing well. He's doing pretty good. Vex, the newest Yordle. I I think her kid is S tier. She's like the perfect counter to like Fizz or somebody who likes to get top of you. You just W and say, "Get off of me." I think although I think her W is a little bit boring, but it's still a good ability. Just gotta use it at the right times. Diego, A tier. Victor, this guy went through a rework. Uh, if when I play Ari in this matchup, it's pretty much doom. There's nothing I can do. Not much. I think Victor is doom. I think Victor's great. And Vi. A friend plays this Vi. I'm gonna put Vi into C. I think they can do some. They can. I think they can flesh Vi out a little bit more. Or W. A little bit uninteresting. Vladimir. Vladimir with through rework, mini rework. I think I'm gonna put Vladimir into B because I kind of want a little bit Vladimir to have again have that oomph into his kit more than just a Q that empowers. It's kind of, eh. I think that's just a toss up. Volibear. Volibear before was like a D tier or F, but Volibear now is like A. He's really good. I think they did a great job on rework. Um, Warwick. Warwick again. I think his kid is great. A tier. Wukong. Mini rework. I think his mini rework was a little down. I don't really like his mini rework too much. Not because he can ult twice, but it's just I don't think it's not enjoyable. I'll put him in a solid B. Zaya. A tier. Xerath. Xerath A S tier. Just hard one. It's just Xerath is just S tier. Even though I don't even play Xerath, he's just S tier. I think he's great for League of Legends. Zinzao, I just don't find his kit too. I just don't find his kit too interesting. Yasuo. Solid A tier. They did a great job on Yasuo. His brother. I hate Yone so much. I hate him. I would want to put him on F. Be done. But everybody kind of complains about him. I just think Yone. I think my gripe against Yone is just W. Is like the most. I hate his W the most out of any other ability in the game because I don't know why he can get out of any crowd control if he presses the button at the right time. I hate that, and this champion. I don't want to put him in F tier because you can still his kid is still good. Is still good, but I have to put him into C. C or D. I'll put him on high D. W. I'll just put him in C. I don't like Yone, but it is. Yorick. I don't really see Yorick's too much. He's just a split pusher, and I think a solid A will do him justice. Uh, Yumi. I don't like this champion too much. I last time I played her, I actually fell asleep. It's just uninteresting. Very uninteresting champion. I'll put her into MC. Not because these champions, these DNFs, these are the champions that they should probably focus on for rework the most. Where did I put Shaco? Oh, B. Yeah, Shaco could. Shaco's okay. Its design's okay. Zac. Zac's fine. A tier. Zed. Although Zed has some annoying aspects. A tier. Zeri, I don't. I think they. I think her Q is great. Her dash, or I don't. Her W is great, but her dash, able to dash along the walls and such, is. I don't like that too much. I know other champions can jump far, but Zeri can just do it so quick. B tier. Ziggs. Ziggs is C. I think they can flesh him out a little bit more. I know he has like some gimmicks. Zillion. Zillion. Um, Zillion's also kind of like C tier, high C tier. His kit is fine. His alt is great, but I think they can definitely do some more, do some investigation work on him that they could make him feel play better. Zoe. I don't like the Zoe champion, but gameplay play wise, A tier. Last but not least, Zyra, which I think Zyra is a little let down in a way. I think they can give her a little tweak. Um, so yeah. So yeah, two ADCs that I just. So yeah, two ADCs that are just. I just feel like they have not changed or gave up on. I know they technically did not give up on them, but they're just awful. Nobody wants them on their team, and nobody wants. Yeah. But yeah, this is my tier list. This is all the champions, I think. So when it goes to S and A, these are champions. S is like the best kits in the game. My personal in what's enjoyable about the game. A being it's great. Don't have to change anything. I think they're I think they're great how they are. B, they're great, but they can maybe have a one or two tools to make them feel better. Or yeah, and then C is like they're okay, but they can but right can maybe look into them a little more. D, they're just eh, they're not enjoyable, and then F, they just flunk. So yeah, there it is. All right, have a good one now. Bye.